Welcome to Digital Learning, dear students. In today's video class of auditing of sixth semester BBA of Bangalore University, we'll be discussing objective classification of audit. This is the fourth session in the Unit 1 of auditing, classification of audit. Today I will be discussing some of the classifications. So I have named it as classification audit, part 1. The classification of audit can be done on different bases. But here in this class, I have listed here three bases according to the structure of a business, according to the conduct of audit, according to the objectives of audit. First of all, today we will discuss about the first one, that is classification according to the organization structure of audit. According to organization structure of a business, audit can be classified as statutory audit, private audit, government audit, and internal audit. Among the four types of audit under this classification, today I will be discussing the first two, statutory audit and private audit. What is the meaning of statutory audit? Statutory audit refers to the audit of accounts of a business enterprise carried out compulsorily under the provisions of a statute or law. ಕಾನೂನು ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಕಾಯ್ದೆಯ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಕಡ್ಡಾಯವಾಗಿ ಯಾವ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ನ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಡ್ಡಾಯವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಹ ಆಡಿಟಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಯೂಟರಿ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಇಟ್ ಅಪ್ಲೈಸ್ ಟು ದೋಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ವಿಚ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬಿನ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಲಾ. ಯಾವ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಕಾನೂನು ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಲಾದ ಅಂಡರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯೋ ಅವರು ಈ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ಕ್ವಾಲಿಫೈಡ್ ಚಾರ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಅಕೌಂಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಚ್ಯೂಟರಿ ಆಡಿಟ್ can be conducted only by the qualified chartered accountant. Yes, rights, duties, and liabilities of auditor are determined by the concerned statute. For example, in case of the company auditor, company law determines the rights, duties, and liabilities of the auditor. Statutory audit is compulsory in these cases. First one, in case of the companies. The Companies Act 2013 made audit of the companies registered under the Act compulsory. Second one, banking companies governed by the Banking Companies Regulation Act 1949. Third one, insurance companies governed by the respective insurance acts. Fourth one, cooperative societies registered under the Cooperative Societies Act. And fifth one, public and charitable trusts registered under the concerned acts. Next, local authorities, government undertakings and departments, and electricity companies as per the Electricity Act. Features of the statutory audit can be listed like this. First one, compulsorily carried out. It is very much compulsory. According to the law, it should be carried out. ಕಡ್ಡಾಯವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು. Independent auditor. It is not dependent. It is independent. Auditors do the auditing independently. It is conducted by a duly independent auditor, qualified auditor, competent under the law. Rights, duties, powers, and responsibilities of an auditor, independent auditor, are determined by the provisions of the law. Fifth one is, it is an external audit. It is not carried out by somebody who is inside the company, but by the external people. External, the auditor is a person who is external to the company. And sixth one, always complete and full audit. This audit is always complete. It is not a partial audit. The audit is done completely, or full auditing is done. Second type is private or voluntary audit. When audit is not compulsory under any statute, it is a private audit. It is undertaken by the owners voluntarily. Voluntarily owners, business owners ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಆಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Private audit refers to the audit of the accounts of the private organizations like sole trader, partnership firm, other individuals and institutions, even the professionals also. What are the features of professional private audit? It is not insisted upon by any law of the country. Law ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಕಡ್ಡಾಯವಿಲ್ಲ. It is carried out by a professional auditor. ಅದನ್ನು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಆಡಿಟರ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಬೇರೆಯವರಿಂದಲೂ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಯಾರಿಂದ ಬೇಕೋ ಆನರಿಗೆ ಅವರಿಂದ ಅವರು ಮಾಡಿಸಬಹುದು. Nature and scope of the audit is determined by the audit. ಕ್ಲೈಂಟ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇದರ ನೇಚರ್ ಹೇಗಿರಬೇಕು ಆಡಿಟ್ ಇದ್ದು, ಅದರ ಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಯಾವುದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಆಡಿಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನ ಯಾವ ಕ್ಲೈಂಟ್ ಆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ನ ಆನರೇ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರೇ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಡಿಟರಿಗೆ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನೆಸೆಸರಿ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಆಡಿಟರ್ ಟು ಎನ್ಶ್ಯೂರ್ ಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ವರ್ಕ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಡನ್. ಆಡಿಟರ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಮೊದಲು ಏನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅವನು ಡಿಟರ್ಮಿನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಥರ್ಡ್, ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಫೀಚರ್ ಈಸ್ auditor becomes liable for negligence not only to his client but also to third parties. ಅವನ ಕ್ಲೈಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಥರ್ಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಗೂ ಅವನು ಏನಾಗ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಅವನಿಗೆ ನೆಗ್ಲಿಜೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು ನಂಬಿಕೊಂಡು ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಕಂಪನಿ ಆ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಏನು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಡಿಟರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್. ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಸ್ಟೀಲ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಪನಿ ವರ್ಸಸ್ ಅರ್ನ್ಸ್ಟ್ this was held. Organizations where private audit is carried out, sole proprietorship, partnership or other institution. And some multiple choice questions are given here. First question is statutory audit is a voluntary audit, compulsory audit, not as per the law, none of the above. It is a compulsory audit. Second one, in statutory audit, rights, duties and liabilities of auditor are determined by concerned statute, board of the directors, registrar of the companies, none of the above. Choose the correct answer. Third one, statutory audit is external audit, internal audit, interim audit, none of the above. Choose the correct answer. When the audit is not compulsory under any statute, it is statutory audit, continuous audit or private audit, none of the above. Choose the correct answer. Fifth question is nature and scope of the private audit is determined by law, by the court, by the client, none of the above. Choose the correct answer. Answer is given in the last slide. You can choose, first of all, choose the correct answer, then you are check the answer with these answers. Okay, thank you for listening to the class.